Okay, so now we're talking with Stephen Crowley. Thanks for coming on the show, first of all.
Pleasure. Thank you.
We usually like to start with if you give us a bit of background how you got into comics creation in the first place.
Right. I've loved comics ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Been drawing, my version of Catman before Gail Simone's Catman, etc., all that sort of thing. Very much into Asterix, Tintin as a kid. I think that probably helped as a bit of an influence in that regard, the European style. And but then as I grew up into more superhero stuff, so I've been reading comics for a while now. The John Byrne Fantastic Four was what really kind of kicked me into superheroes comics. And then I worked for a while with a company known as Streetwise Comics. They did educational comics for young people, disadvantaged people, that kind of thing. There was a great cartoonist there, Ross Carnes, who learnt a huge amount of him. It was great because I was actually able to work with someone who was great in the field. So Okay,
fantastic. And so your book starts with a webcomic, which is Magellan. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, Magellan's been around for 8 years now. It's about 800 pages online. It's a superhero comic ostensibly, but it's like taking a gigantic superhero universe, condensing it down into one title. Essentially, it tells the story of an academy that was set up as a legacy to Magellan, who died fighting a demon invasion back in 1973. And the main character is Casey Jones. She actually has no superpowers, but she's managed to get into the academy despite this. So the story deals with her struggles along with all the other cadets and general mayhem.
Now, there's obviously, I've read some of the books. You've got the hard copies we've got here, so we've got sort of 3 volumes there. Now, humour is obviously a very important part of this, from having read it. There's a lot of laughs to be had. Is that always what you were intending to do when you set out to start writing this?
Yeah, I think so. What I find with comics, as much as I love them, is that sometimes they tend to be a bit overly serious.
Yes, yep.
And because, like I said, Tintin and so on was a bit of a...
There was always a sense of humour to that sort of
stuff.
That's right.
A bit of slapstick or verbal wordplay, that kind of thing. So I like to see that in comics, but I think because it's a web comic, it's about building a readership, getting them back, update after update. I try to do 2 pages a week, but you still need a page that's going to hook people in, bring them back. So I try to end the page with like micro cliffhangers in a way, not just for the sake of a cliffhanger, but so it's either a bit of humour or a little bit of drama or a little bit of both. And often, silly things appeal to me greatly, so I'll put that in as a joke, and if it amuses me, I don't know if it amuses anybody else.
At the very least, you'll be amused.
Yeah, that's right. I still sometimes read back over it a few years later and go, yeah, that's funny.
Excellent. Well, look, if at least one person's laughing, somebody else is bound to.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, and where's the best place for people to get a hold of it, to have a look at your work?
Okay, so that's through my website, magellanverse.com, and there's a link on the front page to buying the books.
Great. So obviously, so you've got the hard copies as well.
Yes, that's right. At the moment, it's only set up for Australian purchases because the postage kills, and I got to find a good print on demand overseas that'll do like a 300 page book, which is what the 3rd chapter is. So,
it's certainly, you can see the progression of length. You've got number 1, you've got number 2, you've got number 3. So obviously, it's you're expanding as you go.
That's right. Well, I tried to keep the subsequent chapters a little on the smaller side, and I throw in a few short stories here and there. But chapter 3 was a 3-year marathon.
Yeah, it must have been quite an undertaking.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, look, guys, Magellan, it's a fantastic book. I highly recommend everybody go and take a look at it at the website and order it as well. It's fantastic. Once again, Stephen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.